Buy or Sell is back, baby. Let's go. The first episode of Buy or Sell for the 2022 season is happening right now. Off-season edition. I asked you guys on Twitter, hot take time. Send me your hottest takes about the 2022 MLB offseason. I'll use some of my favorite in the next Buy or Sell video, and that's exactly what you're seeing today. Got like 400 replies in just under like 2 hours. Big thank you guys for the amazing support. I know I say YouTube, I'm gonna do it with you guys sometimes, but because this is a completely different topic, it's tough. But for real, the next off-season Buy or Sell hot take time, whatever you want to call it, will be from the YouTube comment section. So give me your hot takes down there. Drop a like on the video if you do enjoy Buy or Sell. You want to see more of this content on the channel, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. Drop me a follow on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. I also want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Lightning Link Casino. Lightning Link Casino is an exciting mobile game which includes the newest and best virtual slot machines. Enjoy all the fun of free virtual casino games with Lightning Link Casino. And this Thanksgiving, Lightning Link Casino is celebrating by giving thanks to its players, which means there's going to be a week of exciting events, offers, and in-game gifts. But it doesn't just stop there, because it's always time to celebrate with Lightning Link Casino, especially with the popular virtual slot machines like Dragon Link and Buffalo Gold. There's tons of missions to complete every day on top of all the games. New free virtual slot games are always added, free bonus coins every single day in their online casino games, and overall, it's just a lot of fun to play. Users must be 18 years or older in order to access the game. And the game does not offer gambling or any opportunity to win real money or prizes. Practice or success at social gaming does not imply future success at gambling. They also tell you guys that it's free to play. So if you want to have a lot of fun this Thanksgiving, make sure to download Lightning Link Casino using the link in the description, or scan the QR code right here on the screen and get 10 million coins if you're a new player. Available in the iOS App Store, Google Play Store. It's just that easy. You go to the link in the description, you click it, download it, and I hope to see you there playing. Thank you to Lightning Link Casino for sponsoring today's video. And you know what? Let's get it started off here with a very, very spicy one. And I think my editor will appreciate this conversation as well. This one comes from #1 Jays fan at Big Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays spend the most in the offseason doubling the second place team.
Oh, okay. Oh, you crazy.
I'm gonna have to sell this one. I'm sorry, Blue Jays fans. I don't think you guys are, one, gonna spend the most money, and two, I for sure don't think you're gonna double the second place team for whoever spends the most amount of money. Now, I do think the Blue Jays are gonna make some moves, whether it's Robbie Wright or Marcus Semien. I don't think that they would have extended Jose Barrios for 7 years if this Blue Jays team wasn't interested in making a push, and they have a lot of prospects that they can make some trades for. I mean, there's a world where the Blue Jays just get to be one of the best teams in the American League next season, and the free agent market is super, super deep this year. So while I do think they're going to spend some money, I don't think they'll be the most this year, and they're definitely not doubling the second place team in terms of spending, so I'm going to be selling this take. But the Blue Jays, scary, scary moves. I got good feelings about them. All right, good friend Brandon Warren at Brandon_Warren. Twins' biggest money acquisition isn't a pitcher. I buy this take. I can see the Twins going after some of the guys on the free agent market right now that can play multiple positions, that are good hitters, that are good athletes. I mean, there are a ton of really, really good players available, and the Twins, even just before last year, were a team that everyone thought was a playoff contender. While things have changed, they've traded Jose Barrios, they've made some moves. When Byron Buxton's on the field, this team is a lot different, and seemingly so, he's going to be on the field to start the season, even though he might get traded. Their rebuild process that they did by trading a guy like Barrios, it really didn't push them back too far. I could totally buy the Twins going after a hitter, and that being the most expensive signing they make instead of a pitcher. I truly don't see them being too aggressive on the market, though, so this could be something like, well, we spent 10 million on one hitter, and we spent 8 million on a pitcher. Like, nothing too crazy. I don't expect any huge signings. But again, this free agent class is so deep that you don't really need to. I don't know, call me biased, but this name right here, Avid Mark Lover, and that's Mark with a C, at Schwindel for MVP. Congratulations, you got my attention. Here we go, let's read your hot take. Correa will sign with the Tigers and turn them into a wild card team in the upcoming season. You know where I'm putting the stamp. Bang! Buy! All day. We're buying that take. Correa, I really think, is destined to be with the Tigers. We saw him have that like little lunch meeting with AJ Hinch the other day. AJ Hinch does live in Houston during the offseason, so it's not like Correa was in Detroit, but the fact that they're even having that conversation, to me, AJ Hinch has gotta be petitioning for him to come to Detroit. The Tigers want to spend money. They have some great young players around. Carlos Correa wants to get paid. The Tigers are willing to spend. It feels like a match made in heaven. So yes, I think Carlos Correa is signed with the Tigers. If I'm a betting man, that is where I'm putting him. And I do think that the Tigers have a chance to become a wild card team next year, especially because that American League Central is pretty weak. It is the White Sox and kind of everybody else. I know the Guardians are technically really not that bad. They still have some good players. I feel like Jose Ramirez has got to be on his way out. The Royals aren't ready just yet. The Twins still kind of in that middle, even though they stunk last year. I don't think they're that bad next season. I like the Tigers as a wild card team. Big buy. Josh Hennings at Josh Hennings says the Seattle Mariners will sign Chris Bryant, Marcus Semien, and John Gray this offseason. So Josh, I hate to do it to you because I do love you guys. I love the Mariners fans. The Mariners fans are some of the best people in the baseball community, but I have to sell this one. I don't think you're getting all three. I do think you will get one of those three though. And to me, the guy who fits so well in Seattle feels like such a good move because he can play a variety of different positions. It's Chris Bryant. I would pay Chris Bryant if I'm the Mariners. Him or Marcus Semien are two really, really good spots there for them. I like both those guys. John Gray, I think, is going to be really sought after. He is like the guy that I feel like everybody has circled. While he is underrated, I think it's because you see his numbers, like the average baseball fan doesn't understand it, but people around baseball know that this guy, get him out of Colorado, he's going to be a lot better. The numbers don't lie. All three is going to be impossible. I really do. I don't think the Mariners are spending like that. You are going to have to spend, I mean, probably like $300 or $400 million minimum there if you're going to get those three guys. Pretty unlikely for the Mariners, but I do think they get one. So I'm selling this take, but I think you get one of the three. Jaden at Phillies Jaden says Jose Ramirez traded to the Dodgers for a package featuring Gavin Lux. So it's the Dodgers. You can't ever count anything out, but I am going to count this one out here. That's a sell for me. I don't think the Dodgers are going to go after a guy like Jose Ramirez. I mean, they'll definitely try 100%, but I think they're kind of okay with Gavin Lux right now and using him. Got to kind of take over that Chris Taylor role. Saw him play a little bit of outfield in the playoffs. I mean, they're going to try that out in the regular season, I think, too. He can play 3 out of the 4 infield positions. Probably first if you really needed him to, but we know they're not going to do that. He can play a little bit of outfield. He wasn't the absolute worst. He's by no means an actual outfielder. I don't know. I just think that there's going to be someone who's going to offer a little bit more than Gavin Lux. The Dodgers do have a pretty insane farm system still, so they can give up the pieces. I just don't know if they're going to. So for me, I don't think Jose Ramirez is going to the Dodgers this offseason. That's a sell. I actually really like this one. This is fun. Mark, parentheses, Taylor's version, parentheses, at Mark Pacelli 13, accounts trying to pretend they have sources will not get any moves correct this offseason. We buy this. We buy this all day. Like, listen, I appreciate the grind. I appreciate, everybody out there and working hard trying to break news. But let's be honest, it's really, really hard. And a lot of times you can just take a shot in the dark based on what you're hearing around Twitter just on your own. I broke news once, and it was that Vlad Jr. was getting called up. You look at it, I was technically the first person to know that Vlad Jr. was getting called up. But that was only because of a crazy, crazy coincidence where I was able to get that information. I have no sources otherwise. I have no inside information. And I think 99.9% of the accounts on Twitter that aren't actual reporters or doing actual baseball work also don't have sources. They're educated guesses. For me, if it doesn't come from a check mark, I'm sorry, I typically don't believe it. And that doesn't mean I won't be wrong. There are guys who have gotten things right out of nowhere, for sure. But I'm going to buy this take that the no names, the random people trying to pretend like they have sources won't get any moves correct. Because again, the key thing there is pretending to have sources. If you do have sources, I'll trust you. A majority of people don't. Luke Kelly at I'm for Duke comes in with a Trevor Story take. Trevor Story signs a big deal with the Texas Rangers and attracts other big names to Arlington. So here's the thing. If you would have just told me that Trevor Story signs with the Rangers and maybe brings in a couple more guys with him, I would have, but you went for the hot take, and that's why I'm going to sell. Because I don't think Trevor Story signs a big deal this offseason. Like, there's just so many other shortstops right now in the market that are going to get more money. Trevor Story feels like a Marcus Semien type going into last year, where he's going to sign a 1-year deal, play it, prove it, and then make his big money the following season, like you're going to see with Semien this offseason. So that kind of lost me. I could totally see him signing a 1-year deal for like 25, 30 million. If you consider that big, then that's fine. That's where we agree. But I don't think it's going to be like this 10-year, $300 million contract, or even like 5 for 125. I just don't see that. Not that he's not worth it. I just don't think that the market's going to say he's going for that right now. The Rangers attracting other big names. That's the other thing too. It depends what you classify as a big name. I think getting Carlos Rodon. I think Carlos Rodon's probably one of the more sought after free agents right now. I don't consider him a big name though by any means. Big names, you're talking Max Scherzer, Chris Bryant, Corey Seager, Carlos Correa. Those are big names. I wouldn't even consider like, I don't know, Nick Castellanos necessarily a big name. We're talking stars. Different good players though, I can totally see going to Texas, but because of the wording, big names, big deal. That's where I sell. Tony Toe Tap at Toe Tap You. Lamont Wade Jr. will cement himself as an everyday player under cap and will mash 30 plus home runs. So here's the problem with this statement. Lamont Wade's not ever going to be an everyday player, and the reason why he did play so well last year was because of his like 330 at bats. 300 of them came against right-handed pitching. Lamont Wade mashes righties, but when it comes to lefties, he has no clue what he's doing. So he's never really going to be an everyday player. He shouldn't be an everyday player, and the Giants are too smart to make him one. So for those reasons, this is a big old sell. The Giants just wouldn't do that. They found the value in Lamont Wade Jr., and that's him being a platoon guy. It just wouldn't make sense for him to play every day. It ruins his value. His numbers wouldn't be that good. He wouldn't hit 30 homers. It's just not going to happen. Now, you're going to come back to this video next year, I'm sure, and prove me wrong, but the numbers are telling me and telling everybody, and that's why the Giants did it, only play Lamont Wade against righties, because that's when he mashes, which, by the way, sick against righties. Chase at Chase Evans. Angels lock up 2 to 3 big free agents to make a World Series push. So this is tough because I don't think the Angels are even close to being a World Series team. I think they need a lot more than 2 or 3 big moves to become a World Series contender, a team that can make a World Series push. While you do have Trout and Ohtani, who are 2 of the better players in the league, and Rendon was also very good at one point. He just kind of fell off last year. Injuries have been weird. Still need a lot of pitching. Still need a lot of bullpen. Still need a shortstop. Still need some more help in that outfield. I mean, there are a lot of glaring issues here with this Angels team. While they maybe don't have as many as some other teams that might be making a push, like I think the Tigers probably on paper are a little bit worse than the Angels, maybe if you're looking at it a certain way. But I don't know. I still think they're far away from a World Series push. But you know what? I'm going to talk about it as just locking up some big free agents. I'm going to buy that. I think the Angels get 2 big free agents this offseason. I think Perry Minasian made a move for Noah Syndergaard. I think that's shown that they're going to make a push. I had Stroman going there. I could see another big pitcher going there, as well as Trevor Story, or even another one of the shortstops. So to me, I'll buy that the Angels lock up 2 big free agents this offseason. Mac, at Mac, not Miller. Starling Marte will sign with the Astros. It just feels too good, right? It feels like a fit that just feels too tight.
What?
It feels so good. That is a really, really good spot for Starling Marte. Yes, they got Chas McCormick and Jose Siri, and who's the other guy I'm forgetting? Jake Myers, that's his name. But you can get Starling Marte, and if you're a team that's got World Series aspirations, you want to have the best players out there every single day. And to me, Starling Marte is a massive upgrade over those guys I just named. He's great defensively in center field. He's been great with the bat. He's a no-brainer. I think it's a perfect move. I mean, will they do it? That's still to be seen. But in terms of hot takes, I do buy this one. It makes sense, and I can totally see it happening. Just a few more here before we wrap up the video. All right, you know I had to talk about the Mets in this. Carlos Correa goes to the Mets from Carlos Correa, future Met at Nick Mini 1132. Yeah, I gotta sell this one, unfortunately. I know Steve Cohen just came out and said he's gonna give Billy Epler the keys. He's gonna let him spend some money, get the players that we need. But Billy Epler himself even said that the focus is going to be on pitching. And to me, it doesn't sound like Carlos Correa. It feels like if you wanted Carlos Correa to be the guy, you would say that very openly. So I would love Carlos Correa on the Mets. I would take him any day of the week. He would look great standing next to Francisco Lindor in that orange and blue, but I don't buy this one. I sell it big time. I just don't think Carlos Correa is going to the Mets. I think he's going elsewhere. Ooh, I love this one. Peter82, Marco Wilson's #1 fan, at Peter Malding. Zach Gallen will take the NL Cy Young leap with the addition of Brent Strom. So yes, if you guys didn't know, Brent Strom, the pitching coach from the Astros, who has been credited for changing a lot of pitchers' career paths, just one of the best guys in the game in terms of pitching. He's now with the Diamondbacks. And as you guys know of this channel, I love Zach Gallen. This is a dude who I thought before this move was a Cy Young caliber pitcher, a guy who could eventually be competing for a Cy Young award in the future. Adding Brent Strom, I think, is an incredible development for Zach Gallen's career. I'm buying this take. I do think that this is going to help Zach Gallen leaps and bounds because that's just what Brent Strom does. This might be exactly what Zach Gallen needs to get to that next level. I buy this big time. All right, let's do this one since it's fun. MLB Nerds. I'm sure you guys all know who this is. He's all over the place on Twitter and Instagram with some hot takes all the time. Not gonna lie, pretty good at the content game, so props to him. New York Yankees end up with Olson, Correa, and Sean Manaea. Sell. Huge sell, and here's why. I actually think they could end up with Olson and Manaea. I don't think that's too far out of the ballpark. They're gonna have to give up a lot. Matt Olson's got control until 2024. Sean Manaea, decent little left-handed pitcher at the absolute worst. Yankees are gonna have to give up a lot. The problem with this statement is Correa. There's no way Correa is gonna be a Yankee, and if he is, I'll buy a Carlos Correa Yankees jersey. That's a promise. It's on video. You can come back to this and say, you owe me a Yankees Carlos Correa jersey. There's just no way he signs with the Yankees. And then if they do get him, I don't know if they're gonna get Olson Manaea then. It just seems like that's a little too much, a little too aggressive. I think the Yankees are very much in play for Corey Seager. I think they're very much in play for a guy like Trevor Story, who might be an even better pick. I know Seager's got the left-hand bat, so that would really help out their lineup in terms of balance, but Trevor Story's still very good, and he's going to be cheaper on the market. Olson and Manaea, I buy. Correa, absolute sell. So overall, this is a sell, but there have been crazier things that have happened. Remember when they traded for Giancarlo Stanton? Nobody saw that coming. Ethan at E_man30, the Seager brothers end up on the same team. We're going to end it on a high note here. Family. I buy it. I think the Seager brothers end up on the same team. Wherever it is, I bet you they follow each other. That would be a cool way for Kyle Seager to kind of go towards the end of his career, along with like being close to his brother, the families. It's close. I love a good story. I love the idea of the Seager brothers being on the same team. So yeah, I'm gonna buy this one. I don't know what team that's gonna be. I don't know who could really do it, who needs a shortstop and third baseman, but I buy the idea. I like it a lot. Seager brothers on the same team. Hit him with the buy. So that's this episode of Buy or Sell, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, drop a like on the video. That's the best way to show your support on the channel, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out. Remember to get in the comments down below, drop some hot takes for the next episode, which will probably be a weekly thing now. Follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. That's where I'm wrapping up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.